Yeah? Oh, is my mic live? Okay, well, hello everyone! Welcome to Kirby and Amazing Mirror. We're gonna start up a file real quick. And we're gonna start right off the bat, so I don't know if tech is ready for me. Okay, then we're gonna do a quick countdown in 3, 2, 1, go. So, this is Kirby and Amazing Mirror. We start off in a little tutorial section where we try to go as fast as possible, obviously. Go up here. And we're gonna do our first little skip thing. If you jump correctly like that, you can get through there without having to wait for your partners to show up. And then we're gonna do our first mix. First try, there we go. So mixing in this game is basically when you suck up two enemies and suck them up, and you will get a mix which is decided where it starts is on which enemy you suck up first. And then it's all about timing your input precisely to a 4-frame window to get the ability you want. There we go. I'm not doing the 100% route, luckily. I've been practicing that, so I might accidentally do that. And here we go. So the thing about this game is that it's kind of built up as a labyrinth. It's a Metroidvania Kirby game. It's pretty cool, because it means that instead of like getting stronger throughout the game, you have to have the right abilities to be able to progress in the game, which, in my opinion, is very Kirby-esque, and it fits really well. So right now, we're gonna go over to our first mid-boss. So mid-bosses are basically just your mini-bosses. Here we go. We're gonna grab Double Star because Double Stars deal a lot of damage. Oh, and we'll be using that another time later in the run as well. So one of the things in this game is that you have these switches, which I skipped one, and they will create a door into the hub world, which is really useful for later on. But that switch, we will never be using that door, so we never press it, because the cutscene is pretty long, so we skip that. Make things easier for ourselves. Nope. So here we're going to switch out of wheel. And we're going to grab rock. There we go. We grab rock because there's a boss coming up. And we're pressing this switch. This is our main Rainbow Route switch. And then we're going to go into our first boss. So this is King Golem. There we go. And we got our first shard. I'll explain what shards are in a little bit. At the end of every boss fight, there's a Kirby dance, but Kirby dances are slow, so we soft reset to get straight back into the action. We're gonna go in here and we're gonna grab wheel again. So we're gonna be using wheel a lot because this game has a lot of long planes of movement. So that makes wheel the ideal ability to go through all these rooms quickly. That was a little early. There we go. Stuff can go wrong. Go. So the main story of the game is that there is a world above Dreamland, and it's in trouble because the mirror, the giant thing in the middle, was broken into 8 shards. So we, being the bloody do-gooders that we are going to go over to the world, and we are right now in it, and we're gonna bring back all the shards back into the mirror. So again, we're pressing this button to get ourselves a new hub world entry. Gonna use that one a little later on. So as part of the Metroidvania thing, you saw me like go into a sort of semi-secret entry there. And there are a lot of those in this game. Okay, there we go. That was pretty okay movement. You can make that movement in one go, but it's a little tough to do. A lot of this game is pretty movement-based. It's fine if I get hit there, because there is another switch coming up here, giving me another door into the hub world. And we're gonna go straight into this section and to our second boss. So this is Radish Ruins. This is a pretty fun section of the game, in my opinion. Nope. So a thing that I'm constantly doing when I'm using the wheel ability is you can see me jump over enemies and stuff like that. Whenever you hit an enemy, the game lags for a frame or two. So by jumping over enemies as often as possible, you will skip getting that hit lag. And over the course of the run, that saves a bunch of seconds. So we do very much try to get that. So I bet a bunch of people around here have probably heard of Super Smash Brothers. Well, here's Master Hand. So this is kind of a nod to Sakurai, who helped create the Kirby games and the Super Smash Brothers games. And if you actually suck up the Master Hand after you've beaten it, you'll get the Smash ability, which in some translations is actually literally Super Smash Brothers Melee. That's what it's called. Go up here. And it has the exact moveset of Kirby in Super Smash Bros. Melee. Pretty awesome. Oh, I need that ability. Thank you very much. Go into this section now. We're gonna come up to the boss very soon. So the upcoming boss is not really Meta Knight, even though it looks a lot like Meta Knight. The way we fight him is by sliding into him, we manipulate his RNG to do that like downstep move, and that way we can hurt him a lot easier. Because a lot of his moveset is completely random. There we go, that was Meta Knight. It's pretty cool, pretty well done. And we got another one of the 8 shards. Again, we're soft resetting right here. And we're going over to the next heavy RNG boss. And for that we need stone. I'm gonna go down here. The stone kind of speaks for itself. You can see what I'm doing, so. And we're gonna go over to Bonkers. Bonkers takes about 4 hits of stone. Oh wow. I messed up one of the hits. I don't really need stone anymore. And we're gonna go over to this ability. This is Throw. And how throw works is basically whenever you suck something, instead of sucking it inside of you, you will hold it. And it's really useful for this boss, which is called Moly, which is kind of an RNG boss. I got really lucky, holy. Oh wow, that was perfect RNG. Nice. I rarely seen Moly be that forgiving with me. But as you can see, like when you hold something, you can continuously deal damage to the boss, which is pretty useful. Now we're gonna go back into this part, and the only reason why is so we can grab wheel again. It's basically where we get our wheels and go on to the next section. So instead of going down here, this time we're going up here. Into this section of the game. So the thing that I'm doing when I'm using wheel is I am doing what's called wheel jumping. Now what a wheel jump is basically at the start of your wheel, if you jump, you will for some reason gain a lot more height than with normal jumping. So it's a very useful technique to use in certain sections. As it also propels you forward very fast. So here we're gonna press 2 buttons in a row, real quick. This is set up for a split later on. Oh, I would very much like to go into that door. I'm gonna go over into Carrot Castle here. So as you can see, we're inside a beautiful castle. And we're gonna go down here. So these mirrors, you have to hit them before you can enter. And this is the cannon room. So you might have noticed that I dropped my ability and I have it in my mouth currently. It's kind of a safe strat, because whenever you get hit, you lose your ability. And I did the cannons perfectly. So by sucking up, I actually lost 3 seconds, but that's fine. It is a safe strat after all, so. Go into this part. So I'm gonna do a quick little damage boost here, because I'm too lazy to get through normally. And we're gonna go into this cannon. And on to our next boss. So this boss is called Mega Titan. The first phase, what you need to do is you need to hit him into the electrical barriers to the left or right. And you need to do that 4 times, I mean. And then we're gonna fight against its head, which takes damage as normal. And 3 jumps is pretty decent. So that was a good Mega Titan fight. So for the first time, we're going to be seeing, the first and only time, we're going to be seeing the Kirby dance. Because we would like to keep our wheel ability, and if we soft reset, well, we obviously lose it. And we also end up at the door where we want to be, so that's a double win right there. Again, using wheel jumps. And we're gonna go down here this time. So of course, because this is a 2D platformer game, we're going to have to move through water a lot. Now the danger about going in water is that whenever you get hit, you cannot get your ability back. Because, well, it's in water and you can't suck up things in water. Which is kind of annoying. So I don't necessarily need to press this switch, but we're gonna do some fancy movement a little later on, which I'm really bad at, but it's pretty cool to see, so that's why I press that switch. And we're gonna, instead of going into that door, we're gonna go up here. That door is a trap. It doesn't lead us to the boss that we want to go to. I'm gonna go down here into the water sections. So this is a boss fight. This is Boxy. Boxy is really annoying. If he goes into the corner like that, it's really hard to hit him properly. But that was a pretty decent fight. Not the best RNG, but I dealt with it fine. And I'm gonna do another cool mix here. Pretty cool setup. So I wanted to get UFO there, but the one after UFO is Fire, which works just fine for the skip that I'm going to do. So right here, there's a little bomb block that you have to hit, like right here. And usually you have to go all the way around before you can hit that. But with certain abilities and strategies, you can actually skip doing that. And Fire is one of those. And that skips about 20 seconds worth of level. So it's a pretty useful skip. And go up here. Don't need to go into that mirror. Instead, we're going to go up here. And more swimming. So the way swimming works in this game is that by pressing A or up, you will go up a little bit. And you cannot actually swim down while you're swimming sideways. You have to like completely do a full stop before you can do that, which is kind of annoying. But you can deal with that just fine. So I don't really need burning anymore. I needed it just for that section. And we're going to grab stone here for our next boss. And I would very much like to keep it. But we need to be careful of that. I'm going to go up here. And we're going to time our stuff correctly. That was really safe. I usually take that one a little bit less safe, but marathon struts and all. This one I can just, if I hit the wall there, I can just like skip having to do anything. So we kept stone, which is pretty nice. What I wanted to do. And we're gonna go down here to our next boss fight. This is Gobbler. And he gave me pretty annoying RNG. If he stayed in place, I could have killed him with one whole stone. And he's not being nice today. Gobbler. There we go. That was Gobbler. And that's another piece of the mirror. I'm gonna do another soft reset right here. And going to go into the next area, which is going to be Peppermint Palace. Has some beautiful music. So we're gonna go here to grab our wheel because we have to go right here afterwards anyways. And instead of going into that beautiful gate, we're just gonna skip it and go all the way over here. And we're gonna press these buttons. This is to set up a segment that's coming up later. And back up again. So yeah, in any percent, the way you go through this is basically you just go to from boss to boss to boss, as fast as possible. And we do skip a lot of content because, like I said, this is a Metroidvania game, and you might already like have seen a couple of doors that I just like completely passed over. I'm currently learning 100%. It's a little tough. There's a lot of things you need to remember, but it's pretty awesome. So we're gonna drop wheel here because we're coming up to the boss. And for this boss, we like to use Parasol, which is nice and floaty right here. This is Wiz. He can stand in 5 different spots, and it's completely random. And you can only hit him when he escapes out like that. And he likes to move through you from time to time. The way you just beat him is by going under him like this. Okay, he's almost dead. There we go. That was Wiz. I would very much like to grab that, thank you. And again, we're skipping the dance and going straight on to our next section. So, a while back I was talking about setting up for some cool movement. Well, we're going to go for that now. So this is Missile. Missile is really hard to control. It's a little awkward, but if I do it well, it's pretty awesome. It's really smooth movement, if done well. Like, the way Missile works is that you have to constantly, like, stop its movement from doing things, which is really tough. Okay, that enemy likes to, like, steal your abilities from you and run away with it. Is very annoying. Getting some bad luck here. So, if done well, this strat with using Missile saves about 8 seconds. Sadly, I am not very good at it, so I'm trying my very best here. To learn a lot of this for 100% anyway, so it's good practice. But here we're going to switch back into our favorite ability in this game. We're going to go back into Wheel. Whoop. I was trying to do a wheel jump there, but game didn't respond. There we go. Here we see Shadow Kirby, and we got good RNG. So he randomly gives you certain items, and if he gives you an invincibility candy, this mid-boss becomes really easy. You can just like sit in him and kill him like that. Sadly, this doesn't go for actual bosses, so we can't use it for this boss. This is Kirby Classic. This is Krakow. And we use Tone to beat him because, well, you can see I deal a lot of damage using it. There we go, that was Krakow. And we only have one more piece left for the mirror to be complete. So we're gonna self-reset again and go to that piece. So, you might have noticed for a while now that I'm playing in a Japanese version. Now, why am I doing that? Most people will say, well, text is faster in the Japanese version, but there is no text in this game that will slow you down. Instead, for some reason, the Japanese version, when you soft reset, takes a second less, like a second faster than the European and US versions. And we really have no idea why, but it does that. So over the course of the run, we soft reset about 10 times. So using the Japanese version saves 10 seconds, which is pretty nice. Nice, we got good RNG on this boss. He can do either that running thing or he just jumps around. Really annoying. And we're gonna take this warp star into space. So this is the beautiful section of Candy Constellation. Now this is a bit of a maze thing that you have to escape. It's basically a loop that you go through that you cannot escape in any way possible. Except by going right up here, and now we're outside of the loop. I'm not gonna press this switch, I don't need it. We're just gonna go straight into it. I would press that switch if I was like really low on health or something like that. And that is really loud. Oh my god. I wonder if the stream can hear that if I'm not talking, so I'm gonna be quiet for a little bit. I can't even hear the tech guy talking to me. So again, this is also a little maze thingy. I know, luckily I know where to go. So this is lag room. We call it that way because it tends to lag a lot. As you can see. Whoa! I would very much like to keep wheel, or otherwise I'm gonna be pretty slow at the end there. So here we meet our friend Master Hand again. He's a little bit higher this time, so he's a little bit harder to hit. Ah, damn. I could have set up a cool kind of glitch there where you basically just drive off screen because the camera can't keep up with you. But I messed that up, so that's a little sad. And this is not 100%. Good job. So there's a chest there that you can get in 100%, but we don't like that one in any percent. Ah! So going up there, you skip a lot more enemies, but the jumps are pretty precise. I went for it still because, well, frame savers are always good. Well, maybe not in marathons, but that's not the point. So here's our good friend Missile again because, well, the ground is kind of stopping over here, so using wheel for this section is not very smart. I'm gonna see if I can get this movement. Whoa, that was way higher than I've ever gotten. That is tough movement. I'm usually not this good at it. Getting bad luck here. Like, that is my more usual style of movement. Let's see. I'm gonna check which abilities my Kirby friends have. And they don't have amazing abilities, so I'm not going to call them. Anyways, more Smash Brothers references. Master Hand and Crazy Hand right here. We're focusing on Master Hand because he has more health. And sometimes the hands will do these combo attacks. They can hit them at the same time, but I didn't get lucky with that, sadly. Oh well. So now we got the final mirror shard, so the mirror is back to its proper prowess. And we're gonna go inside of it. So we're just gonna go straight into it and soft reset. So the reason why we soft reset is so that we can skip the first cutscene at the start. Gonna grab stone and then call our friends so that they don't get in my way. And we're gonna go fight against Dark Meta Knight right here. Dark Meta Knight works basically the same as the normal Meta Knight, except that he has more moves. And some of the moves make him a lot easier to hit. Also, I'm floating in space, which is pretty fun. It saves a couple of frames over not doing it. Anyways, so this is Dark Mind, the final boss of the game. So the way you beat Dark Mind is by doing that. So what happens there is when you throw a double star at Dark Mind, the first hit will deal half of his health. And then he will lurch back, giving the invincibility frames enough time to run out. And the moment they run out, the double star is still inside of him. So it deals the other half of his health. Also, that was Dark Mind, the final boss of the game. Go up here, do a little... Nah, no, we're gonna do the damage boost, I guess. every time I'm grabbing 2 abilities so I can get a double star. So on this one, I want to get a little lucky. Hopefully I do. No, I didn't. If you get lucky, you can get an ability, so yeah, you can skip going all around here. That happens. When you get hit while trying to suck up an enemy, the enemy will explode. Don't ask me why, it just happens. So, this is Dark Mind, the final boss of the game. And this version has a little bit more health, so the double star trick won't kill him in one go. Need to wait for him to do anything. I got unlucky anyways. There we go. But it's actually perfect because we want to get a certain ability from him right now. So we're gonna wait for him to give us a green star. Those are all pink. I want green stars. Give me a green star, please. That's red. That's red. There's a green star. So green stars are basically give you a mix. And right at the end of that mix is UFO. And we're going to finish him off with UFO like that. And the reason why we grab UFO is because right here at this version of Dark Mind, UFO does a lot of damage. Because you can double hit him on the eye and on these little mirrors that spin around him. We need to hit the eye. Now he's going to do a move. If you time it right like that, you can hit both the eye and the mirror. And it actually deals increased damage on the mirrors. And just like that, we've defeated him. And now we're going to go over to the true final boss of the game. So we're almost done here. So, this is Dark Mind, the final boss of the game. So, as per with most Kirby games, there's a random shoot 'em up right at the end. Let's just switch genres or something. This guy is annoying. Wow, he double hit me there. And I died. Well, that's great. We have to go all the way from the start again. Oh well, it happens. Probably dodge him a little bit more. Just all of his moves are really random, so if you get bad luck, you just die. And get ready on time. Time! So yeah, that was Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. It's a short and sweet game. It's honestly a lot of fun to speedrun up to a certain point. Once you're trying to grind for sub-30s, the game gets really annoying with all of its RNG elements. But yeah. Next up we got sitting right next to me, right over there, off camera. We got Mr. Brute, and he's going to do Dark Souls for us. It's a really hard game apparently. I hope he can make it look easy, because that's what speedruns do. So yeah, thank you very much, and on to the next one.